I'm Jonah.
And I'm Jared.
We're here to talk about Soul Calibur 4 for the Xbox 360.
Soul Calibur 4 is a great game. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I really like Soul Calibur. It's always been one of my favorite fighting series. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I played a lot of Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox, and I played a lot of Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. It's a good game, and there are some great new features to it, and some new characters, and that are definitely worth talking about. I mean, we'll start with the most obvious thing. The biggest problem is your extra character for the Xbox 360 is Yoda. Now, Yoda's a cool guy, and don't get me wrong, I like Yoda in the movies and everything. But playing him in a fighting game where the PS3 gets Darth Vader, it kind of blows.
It totally blows. And not only that, he plays weird. He's so short. He's hard to fight against. You can't throw the guy. He's just weird to be in the game. I mean, it's cool, but it's just weird. He doesn't seem like any of the other characters.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you know, he's supposed to be this Jedi Master, and you got these force power things, but I can hardly ever get him to work. I mean, I am a button masher, but it just seems kind of like, you know, there should be something spectacular that he can do, and I haven't seen it. I really haven't seen it.
Well, not only that, the apprentice that's in there, that's from the new Force Unleashed game, he seems so much more powerful than Yoda. And isn't Yoda the ultimate master? Like, what's up going on there? Why should he be so much more powerful?
Yeah, I mean, that guy's name's the Apprentice, and here's Yoda, a Jedi Master. But in all reality, the Apprentice is a much more badass character. I mean, he does got a wicked fighting style. He fights with his blade kind of backwards against his arm and stuff, and it's really cool.
Still a little weird to fight with, and playing against him on the computer is impossible. The guy's way too good. But
yeah, I'd say he does definitely seem tougher. I mean, he's almost at the same level as the head boss guy, which is kind of weird because, you know, Yoda is a Jedi Master and this guy's an apprentice, but yet he kicks your ass.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Alright, so back to the game. Let's talk about some of the other things. The first thing I noticed was the story mode. On Soul Calibur 2, they got this Weapon Master mode, which is a great mode. I mean, it's long, it's got a lot of depth to it, there's stories, there's missions, you gotta fight certain ways and collect all the different items and everything. Story mode is just pretty lame. I mean,
it's really easy unless you go to the hard, and it's short, and the story isn't very good and not very detailed, and you have to read so much. It doesn't make it interesting.
Yeah, there's no like real cutscenes besides the ending, and it's like 6 fights. I mean, what's the point of that? I mean, the arcade mode, you actually have more fights really than you do even in the story mode.
Yeah, absolutely. And this new Ascendancy mode that they have in there, which is kind of like the Weapon Master, it's really hard, and it's just not that much fun because there isn't story to it. It's just all about fighting, and it basically gives the computer all the advantages.
So, other things, I mean, the game looks beautiful. It really is a great game. The graphics are really awesome, especially Yoda. I mean, you see his close-ups, he looks really, really cool.
Graphics are fantastic, and the backgrounds look really good and have quite a bit of stuff going on. But the older games had even more going on. Like, there was one where there was a castle falling and under attack, and these graphics, they look amazing, but not as much is going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's this cool circus level, and there's all this stuff going on, but you really can't see it. A lot of it's in shadow and in dark, and you're up above a lot of it, so you barely ever get to see it. I mean, I saw a little bear, like, rolling around on a ball and stuff, and there's elephants in the background and stuff, but it's kind of hidden. I mean, it just kind of is weak.
Yeah, it could be a lot better, and the stages have walls around them, a lot of them, and they kind of block being able to see all the cool stuff, which is really annoying.
Definitely, definitely. Little thing I didn't like is there's 6 hidden characters that you get from playing story mode, but they give them 1-star icon, and then you have to choose them from that, rather than just giving them their own gamer pick on the character selection page. It's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's not a good feature.
There are a lot of characters. There's a ton of characters, so there's a lot to choose from, and then the new thing for it, building characters. I mean, definitely a cool thing. It's always great when a game you can build your own characters in it. Now, the character building tools, they're so-so. They're not the greatest, they're not the worst.
Yeah, it's very fixed. You have very fixed characters that you can build, and you can build slightly off of it, but you don't have that much control. Like, you only have a few faces to pick from, and a few hairstyles and stuff. It's not like you can build anybody you want.
Well, and then not just that, but the movesets. I mean, they are direct copies of the movesets of the characters. There is no, like, oh, I want, you know, Mitsurugi's sword, but I'd like to do the kicks from another character or something. There's none of that. None of that's going on at all. It's the exact same fighting style, the exact same body position, even if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't change at all. So then you know,
well,
it's just
that
kinda
adds to some weirdness, which we've seen, which is the male characters who have female moves, and some of the female moves, they're female, and when you see them on the male characters, well,
yeah,
strange.
you know, I mean, not that we're homophobic or anything, but there are some mighty gay combinations coming out there. You know what I'm talking about?
There's this random mode where you can pick random characters and have either a male or female character, and it randomly makes a character from any of the builds. So you get these crazy characters, and yeah, some of them are very, very strange.
That's putting it mildly. I mean, you got guys out there in banana hammocks, essentially, you know, with like armored bras on and like pink, you know, pirate hats. It makes for a really odd combination at times. It's quite amusing, and it's actually one of the better features in the game, in my opinion, because when you're playing online with your buddies and everything, and it's like, oh, I'm going to use this lame guy because, you know, I can always win with him because he's got the rapier and he's like really fast and stuff. You know, you can say, oh no, we're only just going to play random characters, and then it's not just playing the same random characters. You're playing, you know, all these fruity looking combinations, and you get girls in there that are, you know, half naked with big boobs.
Huge boobs that bounce everywhere, and you can knock the clothes off, and then you see
they're
them
wearing like
underwear.
chaps and G-strings. That's a definite pull.